Oh my goodness. Sorry, everybody. I hadn't realized I hit the start button. Good morning. My name is John. I'm with the FNP Wargamers, and this is the FNP Morning Show, part of our new series of daily shows, except for Saturday, where we will just have a brief discussion, even though some of my videos so far have been anything but brief. Excuse me. I was trying to make a nice fresh cup of coffee, and of course I put in way too much creamer, and I was trying to spoon it out. So sorry about that. Sorry about the delay and everything. I didn't realize that that the start button had been clicked. So let's get on with a couple of things. We'll do bad. We're going to do good, and we're going to end on a good note. We're going to be very happy today. So, man, I need to get that microphone. Okay. So, we're centered. Everything is good. Life is good. Let's talk about the bad and kind of good. So, they had a nice unboxing video. Came up yesterday after I complained to y'all about the price of the Necromunda Dark Uprising coming out next week. I believe it's the 16th is the release. The 9th is the pre-order date. And I was right about the pricing. I did confirm yesterday. One of these days I'm going to learn to let the coffee cool just a little bit. So the price is $290. That is absolutely unacceptable. So when you kind of factor everything in, that is just shy of a 25% increase, a price increase. Now, I don't know if it's because of Brexit, it's because of the trade war going on with China and the U.S. thanks to Trump's fantastic bargaining skills, that this could be affecting everything worldwide, which is why the U.S. Canada, and of course Australia, New Zealand. I don't know about the rest of the world. I believe Europe is relatively untouched, but they could be seeing the same approximate values, 23% price increase outside of the UK. They've been doing this a lot lately. They started that with the Forge World when they opened up Forge World here in the US, available to order it, and we saw that 23% increase across the board for no reason. When the VAT tax, I believe, is 15%. So not only are we paying that VAT tax, but we're also paying an additional approximate 8%, maybe 10%. I don't know all the exact numbers, but I know it's approximately 25%, and we're just going to use that as our go-to, so I don't have to sit there and calculate to the percentile or to the decimal. So 25% increase for no frickin' reason. This is awesome. I'm not going to lie. It looks awesome, but this is definitely not $290. And let me also point something out, that box sets like this, ladies and gents, as I said yesterday and I've said before, box sets like this always offer a bit of a value. So you're getting the content at a discount. So this box is a value box. So when Games Workshop comes back and says, you know what, you are getting a lot for its value, they're not lying, because when these individual components go on sale, they are going to be more expensive than if you would have just bought this box in the beginning. Probably about a 20% markup. Probably looking about $15 to $20 per set, depending on what it is that you're getting. So think about that. Not only are we getting charged an extra 25% for just being here in the U.S. or the Australia or Canada or anywhere else that's getting stuffed or stiffed by Games Workshop, but when this stuff goes on sale, you're already going to be paying even more when it goes in individual sales. So you know what? Games Workshop just lost a customer, at least in this aspect, which is probably really bad for them because Games Workshop, these small games like this, yes, they're specialist games, but they're a way for people to get into the game if they're not wanting to do the big battles and warfare or the big campaigns or anything like that. They want to go small. Games Workshop. Over years, people are like, oh, they're pricing the game out of the market or whatever. Okay, a little scare tactics and a little alarm raising for no reason. But now, as I look at all these price increases and the stealth increases, these little sneaky increases that they've been doing, like, hey, we're putting out a brand new set and with new terrain, new everything else, and we're also increasing the cost of the terrain or models where a similar is or was cheaper. We're now going to put about a $5, $10, maybe $15 markup on this. Why? Because we can. And nobody's going to notice because it's not an official price increase. So they keep cranking out all this new product, and so they just slide where the equivalent was maybe $10, $15 cheaper. Well, this is new, so we've got to make this more expensive. Same amount of plastic, same amount of materials, but it's new, and we're not doing a price increase. This is just simply new product, and it has a higher value. I'd like to say a lot of different words, give the middle finger, a lot of things else, but right now I'm very not happy with Games Workshop. And, if it has to do with the forgeries out there, mainly coming from the Russian Federated States or Federation of Russian States or whatever, or China, Hong Kong, whatnot, if it's because of that, do you think increasing your prices is going to combat that? It's because of your pricing increases that these businesses have opened up and selling things at considerable discount. And yes, the quality of that stuff is not the greatest, but they're making a hell of a good profit because you keep raising your prices unfairly. I don't know what to say. I'm very disappointed in Games Workshop. They're 31 years now. They're very close to losing me as a customer. And I know I'm not the demographic, but because having been a Games Workshop employee, I can tell you what their demographic is. It is new recruits. Not the tournament players, not the long-term hobbyists like myself. We're not the demographic that they're aiming for. They are aiming for the next generation. That next generation is more important. The average, now it's going to be more, that cost is, this value I'm going to give you is probably a little higher now because of the price increases, unfair, unjust price increases Games Workshop has been putting out there. But when I did work for Games Workshop for 2.5 years, they had a price increase, or not a price increase, they had basically all these quarterly seminars, and where we get together, do some training, and learn about the business and upcoming stuff. Really cool, very educational. Some of the training was garbage, but a lot of the other training was solid. Now, one of the things that they stressed is that new customers are very important because the old customers, like myself, who have been coming in, we end up leaving throughout our lives, and we end up having a little bit more resources, so we might buy on eBay or do secondhand or do China, or just call it China cast, as that's the terminology. But what's more important is new recruits, because on average, new recruits will spend anywhere from $800 to $1,000 in the first year alone. Now, I'm going to put it, because of all these price values, I'm going to put it about $1,000 now in their first year alone. And then that drops down dramatically. I believe it would drop down to $600 and then $400, $200 in the following years as they build up the army. So you have to constantly be recruiting as a store manager, so you can constantly keep that revenue coming in. If you're recruiting X amount of customers per month, then you are going to probably be hitting your goal by the end of the year. Of the average store, they want to be making around $150,000 a year, at least here in the U.S., to be considered profitable. Anything under that and they will look at closing that store down. It happens. Totally understandable. But so I hate using the term veteran hobbyist. Tournament players, we're not as important to Games Workshop as the new recruits are. Now, why is this important? Why am I talking about this? This pricing increase that they're doing across the board, and it's all stealthily done. It's not like, hey, we're announcing price increases, except for, beginning of the year they did, 2019, beginning of this year, they announced the price increases for Start Collecting and the paints, which went up 55 cents for the paints or 80 cents for the big pots, and about a $10 to $15 increase for the Start Collecting boxes. And that those prices pretty much have stabilized now. I tell you what, when those boxes hit $100 or more, the GW is going to be in trouble. GW is going to definitely be in trouble. Anyways, what I'm talking about is this price increases, the stealth ones, and even the blatant one, or the open to the public ones, is going to slowly be pushing even the new recruits out, because it's becoming even more difficult, more expensive to get involved into this hobby. Yes, you're putting out value boxes. Congratulations and thank you. But these value boxes, these Start Collecting boxes, these two-player kits, starting kits and whatnot, or things like Dark Uprising, it is pricing outside of just beginners. Little Timmy that wants to get involved because he saw his big brother, or maybe he played the video game Dawn of War, and he's like, man, I want to play this, Mom. Mom goes in, holy crap, that's $290. Sorry, Timmy, but we're going to get you some video games. Or, oh, look, is that Marvel Crisis Protocol? You like Marvel characters, right? Oh, yeah. Cool. That's $100, and that is more affordable. Plus, it comes with all that terrain, rulebook, miniatures. Oh, you like, let's see here. Oh, you like the Malifaux? Okay, let's do Malifaux. That's much cheaper to get involved in. Or, please, moms, parents, don't do War Machine or Hordes. Your kids are not going to find people to play with. Sorry. Or, even, okay, go to Warcry. Easier to get into, still Games Workshop, but stuff like Necromunda, Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar is slowly pushing people out. Yes, you're putting value in there, but man, you are finally pricing people out of getting involved, and it needs to stop. It needs to stop. We need to be voting or basically protesting with our wallets. So, with that said, I don't expect this. I expect this to be some of the lowest sales Games Workshop does. If they made too many of these boxes, they're going to take a loss on it. It's going to be like the Baneblade and what's that thing called? The Stampa incident from 2002, 2003, 4, something like that, where they made too many. And there's been a couple of incidents. Dark Vengeance, same thing, overproduced, and it was all garbage. So, yeah, I mean, this box does come with a lot of stuff. It sure does, but not at this value. Not at this value. Sorry, Games Workshop. I love you guys. I do, but you've just ruined this for me. So, I know I'm just one person, but all it takes is one person to pass the word, and then it gets spread around. That's like customer service. Once that word gets passed to one person, then that next person passes it to 15 other people, and then they pass it to 15 other people. Oh well, let's get on to some positive stuffs. Warcry Organized Play, coming soon. I don't know why they're saying coming soon, even though this is a brand new article on today, November 5th, because they've already released 2 Warcry Organized Play kits now. I've got 2 of them sitting at my shop, and we are actually going to kick off our campaign by doing an Organized Play tournament event for Warcry. Hopefully later this month. It could be December, and then we'll go into the following year with the campaign for those of you that are watching. And I'm going to tell you that the prize pack is fantastic. So you get full art cards, really cool. You get these acrylic wound tokens. And these badass, and I think I'm allowed to say ass, I hope so, or we're going to get demonetized, badass or awards. These are big coins, probably about, I want to say they're 60 millimeter in diameter, so about the size of a dreadnought base, double-sided as you can see, and it's metal. It's not like plastic. Much better temperature on the coffee. So you get a gold, a silver, and a bronze. So it is a fantastic kit. Unfortunately, guys, you're going to have to pay a little tournament fee because the kit does cost money for local stores to have. But the more people come out, that means also the kit is paying for itself, and you're getting price support on top of that, and on top of what is in this case. So watch for this with your local store. And if your local store has not been involved with Warcry and you want to get them involved, here's a little tip that you can pass on to your local game store if you didn't know this. The first kit from Kill Team and Warcry are free from Games Workshop. I believe the Underworld one is also. And then after that, it's about, I can't give the price, but it is less than 100 and more than 70. So I don't think I can give the price. So, but anyways, more than 70, but less than $100 in the cost, and easily recuperable. Easy to recover whenever you do tournament fees. It is a really cool kit. You get a bunch of posters to put up in your store, advertisements to hand out. Plus, you show off these things on your Facebook page or your store web page, and people are going to go crazy because they love this little stuff. And then you add in the prize supports. So let's say you do a $10 tournament. $5 goes towards the kit, $5 goes towards, whatever the total is. You don't even have to take it out, by the way. You don't even have to take it out of the tournament entry. You can just take your full tournament entry, say a $10 entry, and that goes straight to prize support. So they're getting this, they're getting prize support, and they're in your store buying product from your store because you are supporting this community. So stuff like Warcry, easy to get into, even though we're starting to see some price increases. That's coming up later in December. New boxes that'll probably have a few more models in the warbands, but they're going from a $50 box to a $65 box, and it's going to be interesting to see what is included to justify that $15. I'm hoping it's more than like 2 or 3 guys. I'm hoping it's like a 15-20 man warband for that $65, because right now you are getting approximately less than 10 guys and gals in that warband for $50, and it going up to a $65 increase. It had better have more content in it, more miniatures in it, because if it doesn't, if it's just a repackaging and an increase in the same year it was freaking released, GW is going to lose people. They're going to lose people. I'm really hoping they don't. But this organized play kit is a great way to get people involved and to kick off and finish a campaign. So you do this to kick off, hey guys, let's do an organized play event, see everybody involved, and you guys get to know each other, you guys get to compete, it's friendly, it's fun, yeah. And then you sit there and go, hey guys, thank you for coming to the event. This is freaking awesome. You guys were fantastic. Thank you for supporting the store and the community. Here is a handout that's going to show you guys what the campaign is that's going to be starting in 2 weeks. This campaign is going to go on for, 6 to 8 weeks, where we're going to end with another one of these events. So if you did not win one of the top 3 spots, don't fret. We'll take care of you in the next one. And you can try again and again and again. So it is a really good thing. I really highly recommend that you guys get involved into Warcry, because you can just get in with just one warband box, maybe the rule book, and call it a day. You're done. So maybe less than $100 and you're in. Now, if you want to add on, that's on you. I'm still going to be recommending I'm going to be pushing more and more in the future for people to go like Marvel Crisis Protocol. You're going to see some more videos for that. I'm exploring several other small miniature games. Corvus Belli, who does the Infinity miniature game, they have right now on Kickstarter, which I've got to determine if I'm going to take part in, Defiance, where it's still in the same Infinity setting, but it's kind of like a dungeon crawl. They also have the Aristia. I might be butchering that name. It's arena combat, almost like a sport for them in the far future. Something I'm going to recommend that you check out too, because they got multiple teams, and there's ways to really enhance and change the equipment and whatnot for those teams. Malifaux, another small game. Don't know too much about it except it's really weird. So another game I'm going to recommend. So I'm going to be on the lookout. I'm casting my net far and wide because I want to find you guys some alternatives to Games Workshop. And by doing that, it's kind of a way to silently protest against Games Workshop and also explore other options, because there are some fantastic games out there. The Batman miniatures game from Night Models, which gives you a dual, whenever you buy one of their miniatures, you get both a card for the Batman miniatures game and the DC multiverse game. So you can have the big team battles, or the small street level battles, the big epic Superman Darkseid battling it out, or you can go Batman the Riddler type level of play. And the rule books are free download on their website, or you can buy them for your convenience. And the rules for each character comes inside of the package with the rules for both games. That is a really cool and handy thing. So it's something to think about. Is you might be getting tired of these Games Workshop games over and over and over again, and the price increases like I'm starting to. I'm really getting fatigued now, and I think I'm very close to just tossing in a towel. I'm going to finish up a bunch of projects, but I think I'm going to like the next gamer flea market. If I haven't touched it or it doesn't tickle my fancy, it's going to go at the flea market, or if it doesn't sell there, I'm just going to throw it away. It's just going to go away. I'm really fed up with Games Workshop. So let's get on to this. We're still trying to be on a high note, and I apologize if I got a little angry there. So I am missing something here, and I totally forgot to get the price. So sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts. I'm very upset with Games Workshop. These prices are just absolutely insane. Okay, good note. Let's be good. Let's be positive here. So I can try to get this done in 5 minutes, because I've actually got to go to work and leave for work in 5 minutes. So yes. All right. Coming, and we do now have 100% confirmation. On Black Friday, not the Saturday, which is normal release, but on Black Friday, the Sisters of Battle Start Collecting Box, or starter box, whatever they're calling it, will be ready, and it's going to be released. Right now, the price is saying that it's $210. I'm going to re-verify that, but it's $210, which, I'm not going to bother pulling up a calculator right now, but I would say that is not too far from being kind of accurate based on how much. Let me see if I can actually, while I'm chatting about this, I don't think it's too far outside the realm of being reasonable. The reason why I say this is because you're getting an oversized Start Collecting box, because you're normally the Start Collecting box, you get an HQ, one solid unit of about 10 to 15 team members, I guess the best way to describe it, and usually a larger model. So you're actually, after this, you're getting, in this box you're getting basically a double set, or not a double set, almost a double set of Start Collecting. So that's not too shabby when you take that into account. As I'm trying to also pull up this window over here. Sorry about all the clicking that you're probably hearing in the background. Why can I not find the prices? We're going to have a bit of a delay here. Sorry about that. Anyways, you are getting an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 5 more. So 13 extra models. You're getting 13 extra models. We're going to probably have a skip frame delay here, and I apologize for that. I'm just going somewhere to verify a price. Yes, $210 for this box. There we go. Sorry about all that. I am really sorry about the delay. As I kind of like stammer through that. $210 for all this. Well, not just this, but you're essentially getting 2 start collecting boxes here. Because normally, like I said, you'd get the character down here at the bottom right center, the 10-man or 10-woman squad, and then the penitent engine usually would make up the start collecting box on if you base it on the averages that they do. And then you're also getting the 5-woman member squad of the Sister Repentia, the 3 flagellants, not flatulence, flagellants, and then the 5 seraphim. So you are pretty much getting a double start collecting box, which would be about, I would say they'd probably put this one at $85, so close to $170. Okay, so that's where we're at $170. What else are you going to get out of this $210? The exclusive edition of Codex Adeptus Sororitas, or Battle Sisters, which I will show you guys in just a moment. So those books usually run you $80. I apologize. So there's an $80 value. So we're now at about $250. The data cards, they usually run $15. Are they necessary? But not necessary, but they're very helpful, and they kind of speed up the game. $15. That now puts us at, I already lost my train of thought, 80, 170, 265. 12 dice. Usually they sell them like 20 or 30, or $20 for about $25 to $30. So we'll just go and say this is a $10 set. Well, let's say $12 because they usually $1 a dice is average. So now we're at 177. My math might be off. The transfer sheet, depending on the size of that transfer sheet, because we saw the large transfer sheets are $35, but I'm just going to assume it's a $15 sheet. So that's going to put us at 180, 192. And then the Warhammer 40, rules booklet. So that I wouldn't even put a value at this. If this is the core rules booklet, it is going to be just that little pamphlet. But if it is the core rules book, the mini one, then that's like a $35 value also. So right now we're sitting at $290 to almost $310. Now, I still think it's a bit overpriced, but this is a special release. This is not their normal release, so this is going to be extremely limited quantities. You'll need to take that into account when this is released if you want to get your hands on Sisters of Battle, because right now we don't see anything for Sisters of Battle at least until late December, which I doubt, or probably January for the rest of the release. You need to think about that, because this is the only thing being released on the 29th. And we have releases all the way through the 14th of December, which there's no more Sisters of Battle being released during the between now and the 14th of December, besides this box set. So you need to take that into consideration. If you want this right now, you're going to need to jump on it. Talk to your local stores, get on your pre-registration list or a pre-order list, which I'm going to have to do for my store. So whatever. That's just something to think about. I still think it's a little overpriced, but okay, I'll take it. I think they didn't have to do this exclusive edition, because I bet you that exclusive edition is going to be when the full set is released, everything is released, you're going to be able to see that, get that again. So really, I don't even know if you're really saving anything. We'll find out in the future. So, on a high note, actually on a low note, high note, before I sign off here, because I am now over my time, watch for, if you've got a lot of controversial or even just fun shows that you watch on YouTube, make sure that you watch for your notifications, because YouTube has for months now, and I didn't realize it. I mean, I knew that for months that they've been silently waging a war against content creators and making it to where their content is not, the notifications are not going out. One of the people that I like to watch, though, even though I don't agree with a lot of views that he has, Jeremy in the Quartering, kind of controversial guy, but he speaks from a point of logic. And even though he's not, I might be a little bit more on the left, he's a little bit more on the right, it still makes sense to me. And I tell you, I've watched a lot of his YouTube videos, and I am finding now I'm not seeing that pop up on YouTube, and I have to actually actively go to his channel to see the new videos, and then it'll start the next cycle of me getting notifications. And then there's a couple others like Hero High or Hero Hey, a couple other people that I watch, and just because they push back against social justice warriors and NPCs, cancel culture, they are getting less and less notification. Their videos are getting less attention. So that's kind of disturbing. I didn't think it was possible. So make sure that you guys, whatever, especially if you're watching us, and I haven't done anything yet. I don't think that's jeopardized us getting shut down or anything, because we're not quite at that, 900,000 viewers or anything, or 100 or 1.4 million viewers, 12.2 million viewers or whatnot. We're going to get there someday. But check your notifications, especially if you watch the stuff, especially like Jeremy the Quartering, because YouTube is pushing back, and they're putting a kind of a social agenda on there. Like I said, I don't agree with everything that Jeremy says, and we might not hang out, but he makes sense. Especially about all things movie related, video game related. So he doesn't touch board games, thankfully, because I'd probably get upset. So why am I talking about this? Well, because there's movies coming out. And, I'm going to say that for another episode, because I really have to get off here and get going to work. You guys have yourself a wonderful day. I'm sorry it wasn't the greatest uplifting show, but Games Workshop is really disappointing me. So you know what? Tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, unless I've got some juicy information for Games Workshop, I'm actually going to cover other games, and I'm going to be happy. We're going to have a nice, happy time. We're going to be super excited. Things are going to be great. It's going to be happy, joy. So with that said, my name is John. I'm with FNP Wargamers. This is the FNP Morning Show. Thank you to our Patreon members, our partner, CreatureCaster, and our sponsors, GameMat.eu and Hammerhead Games and the Atomic Hobby Shop. And I hope to see you all very soon. Enjoy